They tell you it's your psychology. That's the story whispered in the graveyards of blown-up accounts. It's the gospel preached by gurus selling mindset courses to the desperate. They show you diagrams of the human brain, charts of fear and greed. They tell you to meditate, to journal, to affirm your way to profitability. They sell you the illusion of control. And you believe them. Because it's easier to believe your mind is broken than to accept the cold, hard truth. Your entire approach is built on sand. Trading psychology is the ultimate scapegoat. It's the high-minded, intellectual-sounding excuse for a fundamental mechanical failure. It's the ghost in the machine that lets the architect off the hook. We are told to tame the beast within, to become stoic, disciplined, unshakable. But what if the beast isn't the problem? What if the cage is simply poorly designed? You can have the mindset of a Spartan warrior, the emotional discipline of a Zen master. But if you step into the arena with a sword made of glass, you will be shattered, every single time. And as you lie there broken, they will lean in and whisper, "See, you flinched. You let fear take over. You need more work on your psychology." It's a perfect, self-sustaining lie. A circular logic that keeps you trapped in a cycle of failure, always believing the fault lies in your spirit, not your strategy. This isn't a sermon against discipline. It's a declaration of war against a misplaced faith. It's a refusal to decorate the walls of a prison cell and call it a palace. Today we dismantle the lie. We expose the comfortable myth for what it is. Because the path to mastery doesn't begin with taming your mind. It begins with building something that makes your mind's weakest impulses irrelevant. We've been sold a map that leads nowhere. We're told to navigate a treacherous ocean by focusing on the sturdiness of our emotional vessel without ever once being taught how to read the stars or build a rudder. The industry profits from your psychological struggle. It thrives on your belief that you are the flawed component. A new mindset module, another weekend seminar. The cure is always one more purchase away, but the cure is not in your head. It's in your hands. It's in the cold, hard, unemotional architecture of a system. Before you ever dare to work on your psychology, you must first become an engineer, an architect of certainty in a world of probability. You must build a machine. Let's be clear. I am not saying emotions don't exist in trading. They are brutally real. Fear is real. Greed is real. Hope is the most dangerous of them all. But focusing on them first is like a pilot in a nosedive trying to meditate instead of pulling up the controls. You are addressing the symptom, not the catastrophic system failure. The market doesn't care about your morning affirmations. It doesn't respond to your vision board. It is a relentless, unfeeling engine of probability. And you cannot fight an engine with feelings. You fight an engine with a better engine. The typical journey is backwards. A trader loses. They feel pain. They seek a cure for the pain. They find trading psychology. They learn to manage the pain. They lose again. They become experts at losing gracefully. They become masters of rationalizing systemic failure. They can journal about their FOMO with poetic elegance right after it costs them their account. This is not mastery. This is sophisticated coping. You are learning to be a better victim. The truth is, most of what is labeled as a psychological error is actually a system error in disguise. Revenge trading. That's not a psychological flaw. It's the result of not having a hard mechanical rule for your maximum daily loss or number of consecutive losing trades. Fear of pulling the trigger. Not a mindset issue. It's a symptom of a lack of quantified, back-tested confidence in your setup's statistical edge. You're afraid because you're gambling, and you know it. Holding losers too long? That's not a lack of discipline. It is a failure to define and honor a non-negotiable stop-loss as part of a robust risk management protocol. Every emotional failure can be traced back to a mechanical crack in the foundation. Your feelings are just the alarm bells, screaming that the building is about to collapse. Your job is not to silence the alarms. Your job is to fix the building. We imagine the master trader as a figure of immense willpower, wrestling their inner demons into submission with every click of the mouse. This is a romantic fantasy. The true master is not a warrior. The true master is a technician. They are not engaged in a constant dramatic inner battle. They have rendered the battle obsolete. They have engineered the conditions for success so precisely that their psychology has no choice but to fall in line. They have built a system so robust, so tested, so mechanical, that executing it becomes a matter of process, not a test of courage. So, forget your feelings, at least for now. They are a distraction. They are noise. They are the siren song leading you to the rocks of ruin while you ignore the holes in your ship. Today we pick up the tools of the architect. We trade the therapist's couch for the engineer's drafting table. We stop trying to fix the ghost, and we start building the machine. Before you can conquer your mind, you must first build the kingdom it is meant to serve. It's time to get to work. It's time to pour the foundation. The real work is not internal, not yet. It is external, logical, and brutally methodical. You cannot find an edge in a self-help book. You must forge it in the cold, hard data of the past. You must build a system with a verifiable statistical advantage. Trading psychology is a trap unless your system sets you free. We do not begin by looking inward. We begin by looking at the data. We become scientists of the market, not mystics of the self. Let's define what a true trading system is. It's not a vague feeling, an indicator you like, or a pattern you recognize sometimes. That's discretionary guesswork, not a system. A system is a complete closed-loop set of rules that governs every aspect of your trading. It is 100% mechanical. It leaves zero room for discretion or in-the-moment decision-making. Think of it as the constitution for your trading empire. It is the law. It is absolute. And you are not above it. Your system must have precise, unambiguous answers to these questions. If it doesn't, you don't have a system. You have a hobby. First, what are your exact criteria for entry? Not when the chart looks good, but a specific, measurable set of conditions. When the 20 EMA crosses above the 50 EMA on the 1-hour chart and the RSI is below 30, that is a rule. Second, what are your exact criteria for exit? This is twofold. How do you exit a losing trade? The stop loss. It must be defined before you enter. 1.5 times the 14-period average true range below the entry price. That is a rule. And how do you exit a winning trade? The take profit. Is it a fixed target, a trailing stop, a specific indicator signal? Define it. When the price touches the upper Bollinger Band. That is a rule. Third, how do you manage risk? What percentage of your capital will you risk on any single trade? 1%? 2%? This is the most important rule of all. It is the one that ensures you survive to trade another day. This single, unbreakable rule of position sizing is what separates professionals from gamblers. Amateurs think about how much they can make. Professionals think about how much they can lose. Fourth, what markets do you trade and under what conditions? Are you a trend follower who only trades liquid equity indices during their main market hours, or a range trader in Forex markets during the Asian session? Define your battlefield. A system that works in a trending market will be destroyed in a ranging market. Your rules must be context-aware. Your architecture must suit the environment. These 4 pillars, entry, exit, risk management, and market selection, form the blueprint. It must be written down, not in your head, on paper, or in code. Why? Because the written word is a mirror. It exposes ambiguity. It forces clarity. Your mind can rationalize fuzzy logic. A written rule cannot. This blueprint is your first line of defense against your own emotional weakness. When the market is chaotic and your heart is pounding, you do not consult your feelings. You consult the blueprint. You do not think. You do not feel. You execute. Your job is not to be a market wizard who predicts the future. Your job is to be a flawless executor of a system that has a positive expectancy over a large number of trades. The system is the source of your edge. Your discipline in executing that system is how you realize that edge. This process is not glamorous. It is the work of an accountant, a scientist, a programmer. It is hours spent staring at charts, not for signals, but for patterns, for statistical probabilities. It is the unsexy, behind-the-scenes work that makes the performance possible. The actor rehearses their lines. The athlete drills the fundamentals. The trader builds and tests their system. Most people want to skip this. They want the shortcut. They buy a magic indicator or subscribe to a signal service, outsourcing the most critical work to someone else. But you can never truly trust a system you did not build or thoroughly verify yourself. You will not have the conviction to follow its rules during the inevitable drawdowns. Building it yourself is not just about the final product. It's about the process. The process is what forges the unshakable belief you will need to execute it when the pressure is on. So before you read another book on Stoicism, before you spend another dollar on a mindset coach, ask yourself, do I have a written, mechanical, unambiguous system with a proven statistical edge? If the answer is no, then that is your only priority. Everything else is a distraction. This is the architecture of Alpha. It is built not from emotional resilience, but from logical rigidity. It is the cold, hard foundation upon which a trading career is constructed. Forget psychology. Become the architect. Build the machine that renders your emotions powerless. Create the blueprint that guides you through the storm. This is not the suppression of self. It is the construction of a better self, a trading self, whose actions are governed by logic, not fear, by rules, not impulse. Your system is the weapon. Your discipline is the hand that wields it. Once the blueprint is drafted, the real work begins. This is the forge. This is where the theoretical becomes the tangible, where the steel of your system is tempered in the fire of historical data. This is backtesting, and it is the most brutal, honest, and humbling part of the journey. Backtesting is not a cursory glance at a few past trades. It is a rigorous, data-driven simulation of your system's rules against years of historical market data. It is your time machine. You are not looking for confirmation that your system works. You are actively trying to break it. You are playing the role of the ultimate skeptic, subjecting your creation to the harshest conditions imaginable. You must manually or through code apply your entry, exit, and risk rules to hundreds, if not thousands, of past trades. You must be ruthlessly honest. No, I would have seen that and gotten out early. No, this was a news event, so it doesn't count. The rules are the rules, the data is the data. There is no room for interpretation. This process will feel like a slow, grinding death of 1,000 cuts. Your brilliant idea, your elegant setup, will fail repeatedly. It will underperform. It will reveal fatal flaws you never considered. This is the great filter. 99% of aspiring traders with a strategy will never complete this step. It's too much like work. It offers no immediate dopamine hit. It reveals uncomfortable truths. They would rather live with the fantasy of a brilliant system than face the reality of its mediocrity. But for the one who persists, something magical happens in the forge. The system begins to transform. The process of breaking it is the process of rebuilding it stronger. Each failed trade in the backtest is a cheap lesson. It's a tuition fee paid in historical data, not your hard-earned capital. You refine a rule here, tighten a parameter there. The system is tempered. It becomes more robust, more resilient. It is shaped by the very chaos it is designed to conquer. Through this process, you will discover the true personality of your system. You will quantify its vital statistics, its DNA. What is its win rate? What is its average risk-to-reward ratio? What is its profit factor? These are not vanity metrics. They are its vital signs. Most importantly, you will discover its drawdown characteristics. What is the longest losing streak it has endured? What is the largest peak-to-trough decline in equity it has suffered? This single piece of data is worth more than any mindset book ever written. Because when you are in a live losing streak of 5 trades, your backtesting data will tell you that the system has survived streaks of 15. It is within normal operating parameters. This knowledge is the bedrock of true psychological resilience. It is not faith, it is not hope, it is data-driven confidence. Fear is neutered by statistics. Panic is replaced by process. You no longer see a losing streak as a personal failure, but as a statistically expected event within a profitable system. After rigorous backtesting, you move to the next stage, forward testing or paper trading. You run the system in a live market environment with simulated money. This tests not only the system in current market conditions, but also your ability to execute it under pressure, even when the money isn't real. Can you click the button when the rules say so, without hesitation? Can you watch a trade go against you and honor the stop loss without moving it? Can you watch a winner run and not cut it short out of fear? This is the bridge between the sterile environment of the backtest and the chaotic arena of live trading. It is the final dress rehearsal. Only after it has been drafted, forged in the backtest and rehearsed in forward testing is the system ready. And only then are you ready. This entire process, the architecture and the forging, is the real psychological training. It is an act of supreme discipline and delayed gratification. When you finally go live, you are not a gambler hoping for a lucky hand. You are the owner of a casino. You know that over the long run, the statistical edge you have built will play out in your favor. Now and only now do we turn the lens inward. With a proven mechanical system in hand, a weapon forged in data and tested in fire, we can finally talk about psychology. But the conversation changes entirely. It is no longer about managing fear or controlling greed in a vacuum. Those emotions were symptoms of a broken model, the erratic signals of a ship without a rudder. Now trading psychology has a single, clear and noble purpose: the flawless execution of your proven system. That is its entire job. Not to make you feel good, not to help you predict the market, but to serve as the disciplined operator of the machine you have built. Your psychology is the final link in the chain. The system provides the edge. Your mind must not squander it. This is where the concepts of stoicism and discipline become powerful tools rather than empty platitudes. They are not the source of your edge, but the guardians of it. When your system signals an entry, you take it. There is no hesitation, no second guessing, no let me wait for more confirmation. Your research was the confirmation. The backtest was the confirmation. The rule is the rule. You are a soldier following orders. When a trade moves against you and hits your predefined stop loss, you exit. You take the loss. There is no hope that it will turn around. There is no widening of the stop. The loss is a calculated business expense, one that your system's positive expectancy has already accounted for. Taking that small defined loss is a victory. It is a win for the process. It is a testament to your discipline. An amateur fears the loss. A professional executes the plan. When a trade is working, you let it run according to your plan. You do not snatch profits early because you're scared of giving them back. Fear of regret is the enemy of profit. You trust the exit protocol you designed in the cold light of objectivity, not the panicked impulses you feel in the heat of the moment. This is the symbiosis. The system is the unfeeling logic. You are the unwavering executor. The two become one, man and machine, working in perfect harmony. Your mind's role is to be the perfect servant to the system's logic. It is to protect the system from your own worst instincts. Think of it this way. The system is a high-performance racing car engineered for victory. Your psychology is the driver. A bad driver can crash the best car. A good driver, even one who feels fear, can win the race by trusting the car's engineering and following the plan. His job is not to re-engineer the car mid-race. His job is to execute the turns, manage the fuel, and follow the strategy laid out by the engineers. The work you did in the forge. This is why journaling is now effective. You are no longer journaling your feelings about random losses. You are journaling your adherence to the system. Your journal becomes an execution log. Did I follow my entry rules perfectly? Yes or no? Did I honor my stop loss without hesitation? Yes or no? Did I manage the trade according to the plan? Yes or no? It becomes a simple binary audit of your discipline. You are grading your performance on the only metric that matters, your ability to follow your own rules. The outcome of the trade is irrelevant to this audit. A winning trade where you broke your rules is a failure. A losing trade where you followed your rules perfectly is a success. This shift in perspective is the key to psychological mastery. You detach your self-worth from the outcome of any single event and attach it to the quality of your process. Suddenly, the market loses its power over you. Its random fluctuations can no longer trigger an emotional response because you are not focused on the outcome. You are focused on flawless execution. This is true emotional control. It does not come from suppression or meditation. It comes from a profound data-driven trust in your process and a relentless focus on executing that process. You have created a framework where the right actions are clear and non-negotiable. Your psychological task is simply to take those actions over and over again until it becomes automatic. This is where peace is found. Not in the absence of losing trades, but in the absolute certainty of your own process. The system gives you the map. Your psychology is just the discipline to follow it. This leads us to the final state, the destination of all this work. The architecture, the forge, the symbiosis, they all lead to a place few traders ever reach. It is a state of being often described with words like flow or the zone. But these are imprecise romantic terms. Let's call it what it is, the alpha state. The alpha state is not a feeling of euphoria or excitement. It is the opposite. It is a state of profound emptiness. It is the quiet confidence that comes from a complete and total surrender to your system. The internal battle is over. The war between your impulses and your intellect has ended. There is only the process. In this state, you are no longer a participant in the market's drama. You are an observer, a registrar of probabilities. You see setups, you execute entries, you manage exits. It is a calm, methodical, almost boring procedure. The dopamine hits from winning are gone. The gut-wrenching pain from losing is gone. These were the emotions of a gambler, tied to the randomness of the outcome. You have transcended that. You have traded the emotional roller coaster for a smooth, steady, upward-sloping equity curve over time. The focus is so intensely on the process that the results become a secondary byproduct. You know, with a certainty born from hundreds of hours of research, that if you execute perfectly, the results will take care of themselves. This is the ultimate freedom. The market can no longer hurt you emotionally because your ego is no longer tied to any single trade. Your identity is not a winner or a loser. Your identity is the one who executes the plan. This is why the master trader appears stoic. It's not an act. It's a genuine indifference to short-term outcomes. The casino owner doesn't sweat when a player hits a jackpot. It's a predictable part of the business model. His focus is on the integrity of the games, the training of the staff, the security of the operation. He focuses on his process, not the results of any one hand of blackjack. In the alpha state, your trading desk becomes a monastery. It is a place of quiet, focused practice. The noise of financial news, of social media gurus, of your own internal chatter, it all fades into an irrelevant background hum. There is only the chart, the rules, and your execution. It is a moving meditation, a practice of pure discipline in the face of chaos. You begin to see the market for what it is, a river of data, not a personal adversary. It is not trying to get you. It is not rewarding or punishing you. It is simply being. Your system is the specialized net you have designed to pull value from that river. Your only job is to cast the net, again and again, exactly as you designed it. This is the endpoint of trading psychology. It is the realization that the ultimate psychological state is to need no psychology at all. Your system becomes so ingrained, your trust in it so absolute, that it operates through you without friction. There is no fear to manage, because you trust your risk controls. There is no greed to control, because you trust your profit-taking rules. There is no hope or despair because you trust the statistical edge over a large sample size. You have fully integrated the architect, the machine, and the operator. They are one. This is not a state you achieve and then possess forever. It is a state you must earn every single day through unwavering adherence to your process. But it is real, and it is attainable. And it has nothing to do with affirmations or positive thinking. It is built on a foundation of logic. It is forged in the fires of data. It is sustained by a discipline so pure that it becomes effortless. Stop trying to fix your mind. Start by building the system that makes your mind's flaws irrelevant. Do the hard, unsexy work first. Build the machine. Test the machine. Then, and only then, learn to run the machine flawlessly. That is the path. That is the only path. True mastery is not a battle won, but a battle made unnecessary.